Good evening and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. What you gonna do? I don't know, but something's gonna grow. Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Que-stead-Que. Well, I am here in the greenhouse because I am about to restart the fall garden, y'all. All Que-stead-Que is not giving up. Little Beelzebub the squirrel, he might think that he got me, but no, he did not. And everything that I plant today will be kept here in the greenhouse, and I will be able to get the amount of time that I need for the maturity date. So with that, I'm thankful because I have options, okay? More options. So before I get to the seed list, let me show you what I've done. I said I cannot even begin to get started until I try to restore a little bit of order to this greenhouse. Y'all, it was bad, okay? And it's still bad, but I got it to the point where I can at least work in here without feeling horrible, okay? It was just terrible. I hadn't cleaned up in here or done anything since, late June, I believe. So what I did was I restacked my plants. All of my ground cherries are starting to fizzle out. I did harvest quite a few today that were on the floor. And I went on and harvested that patty pan squash that was in the squirrel bed. And there it is. This is a weird patty pan. This might not even be a patty pan, or it may be a hybrid like that pumpkin one. But this is it. It looks like a patty pan from the top, but look at the bottom. It shouldn't have done all that. So if somebody knows what type of squash this is, let me know. I got another green bean, and I've got all those ground cherries over there that were mostly on the floor. And so the plants I noticed today are looking peaked. I guess I could throw some fertilizer in them. The gooseberry plant, I tore a lot of the old leaves off of it yesterday and took some of those branches off, and it bounced back on me. So I might need to prune the ground cherry, but I'm not going to bother with it because it's about done. They might get one more spurt because we'll be in the 90s next week. So I'm hoping that brings those eggplants to maturity because they are looking good. Let me zoom in on those eggplants. That's the star of the show for this year. I'm most proud of the eggplants because I didn't know what was going to happen. They took forever to finally bloom, and those bees and butterflies did their thing with these eggplants. I should put them back out there, but I'm too scared that the squirrel will get them because I had more flowers that did die off because they did not get, they did not get pollinated in here. I went on and put my herbs right up front. I've got herbs to harvest, which will be probably next week. I started with my cleaning because my gathering is on the 14th of September. I like to get things done early. So I got that second bedroom where I have the table. So I'm going to get those tables clean this weekend, get the tablecloths on them. So that room will be complete as much as I'm going to do in there because that's just going to be where we're going to put the food, and we'll have our little serving line in there. People can go in 2 or 3 at a time, get their plate, come out with my small house, and then, the next group go in. It's not but maybe, all together, it's probably about 10 of us that get together anyway. Others can come from out of town if they want to, but no one has except once. We were scheduled to do it at my sister's a few days after her husband died. Actually, it was going to be at my house, but then since her husband died, we were all gathering over there anyway. So we moved it over there. We all still brought our food. Others brought food, and we all were at my sister's where we would have been anyway. And we just went on and counted that as our monthly gathering because things were just too rough, right then and there. So basically, and so this will be the first one that I'm actually hosting in my home. When I did my birthday party back in 2023, that was a backyard event, believe it or not. Looking at this backyard, you would not believe that we had that. But it was nice, and I didn't film. I did lives for Facebook but I didn't film. I hadn't started this channel yet. That's one thing. And so, or I might have just started it, but I didn't film anything from it. So you all didn't get to really, well, I guess if you look at some of my older videos, you'll see how the yard looked last year after the party and stuff. But anyway, let's move on because y'all know. Okay, so anyway, so I did some sprucing up in here and I'm getting ready to do the seeds. I brought my radio for a little music, why not? And I decided I still want that Grundig. Although, you know, I like this and it'll serve the purpose. I'm glad to have this secured, but I'm getting me a Grundig, y'all. I'm getting it because I just love the Grundig. It has a strap that you could put on your shoulder. It's just the optimal radio to have. I'm gonna get it, okay? It'll be a few months from now, but it's being bought, okay? Believe me. So if that's the case, then this will stay out here and this will serve as my music when I'm out here this spring. I'll take it in for the winter, of course, because I don't want it to get damaged. Just in case this greenhouse decides to collapse or anything happens. I don't want it exposed to the cold anyway because it's so old. It's vintage, so I want to protect it. So it'll still go back in the house. But for now, I have it because I'm going to plug it in now that it's cooled off in here, and I'm getting ready to jam while I seed my seeds, okay? But right now, let's get the holes drilled into the strawberry container. I know my battery isn't going down, and what's the deal? It won't even go through. For one, it's not up high. Let's get it. Yes, it is. I might have to change the battery, y'all, because this is, wait, I switched it from, there we go. I had it on reverse. Now let's reverse it to get the drill out. Come on. Put it back. We're gonna put drain holes at the bottom. Of course, we're gonna do some on the side. You know what? I can do this one once I'm done because I am gonna have to put the other battery in. And I'll put them back on the charger tonight. Anyway, I saved my seed start mix from when I started the other fall plants. I had some left over and I almost dumped it out. I'm glad I kept it because it will be enough to fill the tray. But in the meantime, so that we can keep this short today, I'm gonna show you what I'm planting. I have time for the rainbow Swiss chard, y'all. The days to maturity is, actually, it's a fall plant anyway, but the days to maturity is 45 days. Plenty of time, plenty of time. September, it'll be ready for me to do my harvest in mid-October. And you know I've done 3 harvests off the other ones. Okay, I'm thinking I'm gonna do a few blue lake bush beans, but what I'm going to do is put those, no, I'm not doing those. Oops, I accidentally brought that out here. I got to take this back in the house. I'm not doing the bush beans. I'm doing the Kentucky Wonder pole beans. And what I'm going to do is just stick the 8 beans. You know, I lost 8 plants out there, and I'm going to still leave it out there. I'm going to stick 8 beans in that container, back in there, and hope, and they should germinate within 2 or 3 days, and they can take off. And they'll catch up with the other ones. I still have time. And if need be, I'll bring them into the greenhouse. I may just go on and do that and let them grow in here. Because next week, when we get that spurt of heat, that's going to really send things moving. That's why I want to get these seeds planted today. I want to show you this, Renee and Diana. You know we're doing the onion train, and that's led by Conductor Diana. We're planting our onions like she did in the fall, and we're gonna let them do whatever during the winter and come up in the spring. She got some beautiful onions this year, so we're gonna copy off of our great leader, Diana. So Diana, you saw the onions that I'm already doing, the regular onions, which are the ones that you did last year. Well, I found these. I forgot I had some Texas early granule onions that I purchased, and it's over 200 of them. I purchased this back in the winter of 2022. No, I purchased them it might have been last fall. either the late winter of 2022 or the early spring of 2023, one or the other. I've never planted these. So I'm gonna try these too. So I'm gonna have two varieties in there, the regular sweet onion and the Texas early grano. And these are to be planted in the fall, just like garlic. They are to be planted in mid-October. That's the direction. I looked at a YouTube university video, and the lady in that video, I don't know where she lived. I think she lived in zone 7 or 8, but she wasn't in zone 6 like me. But she planted hers in mid-October, and she harvested them in early June. In early June. And so she did a time lapse of when she would come check on them. So they did sprout for her before the winter, and she just mulched them and covered them up for the winter, just like I did when my garlic sprouted last year, because we had that Native American summer in late November, and my garlic sprouted. And so I cut the shoots off, and I covered them with mulch for the winter, and nothing happened with them. Y'all saw that I got a good harvest. So I'm gonna do the same with these should they sprout, any of the onions. Okay, so this is that's just an extra. I'm not planting that yet. That will be planted in mid-September. I decided, and this comes from Urban Container Gardener, I think that's your name. You planted this on today. Your video today showed that you planted turnips. Guess what? These turnips are ready. They're ready to harvest in, hold up, I saw it on here. I think it's 50 days. Oh, 57 days. 57 days. So I'm going to plant these purple top turnips, and I do like turnips. I'm not planting anything that I don't eat. For instance, I had plenty of carrot seeds. I had plenty of radish seeds. I don't really eat radish. I want something that I can eat, this winter.